going to be live in a few seconds. Greetings, this is Edward Ojambo. In this tutorial, I'm going to explain the differences between Git status and Git log for tracking your changes in Git projects. Before I begin, a quick reminder that every day I host a live stream on is available on ojambo.com. Visit and check the watch menu, then the live sub menu. You can see the topics for this current live stream and post-dated live streams, meaning, for example, there will be a live stream tomorrow. Feel free to ask any questions in the live chat about any programming or lifestyle topics. And for example, right here, you can just click this and you go right to the live stream and you'll be able to post your chat requests. Also, be sure to subscribe, like, and follow, and leave comments for more frequent content. I'd like to thank everybody who subscribed last month. Keep it up because it motivates me to keep putting out content such as this one. If there's something you guys particularly like, just leave it in the comments and I'll obviously focus on that for future tutorials. Okay, with that out of the way, so if you don't know what Git is, it's a free and open source distributed version control system used by developers worldwide. Whether you're working solo or collaborating with a team, Git allows you to track changes in your project over time. So two essential Git commands for monitoring your project's history and current state are Git status and Git log. In this tutorial, I will explain what they do, show basic example, and guide you through them efficiently. Cause it effectively. Okay, so let's start with Git status. Git status command shows the current state of your working directory and stage area. It tells you which changes have been staged, which changes haven't been staged, and which files aren't being tracked by Git. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, instead of just talking, I'm actually going to create a Git project here. So as you can see here, I have a project and this one. So I'm just going to create a new one and I'm going to call it status versus log. How about that? Okay, so I'm going to, right now I'm just going to drop to the command line. Obviously you can follow along in an IDE, but the command line is good because you understand what they do. And if ever the IDE or text editor doesn't work properly, the command line will still work. So I'm going to initialize some type of project. I just call it status versus log. Okay, so you can see it created this one, status versus log. So I'll go into that graphically in the editor, and here I'm going to cd into it as well. So cd, what do they call it, status. Okay, so I'm just going to remove this folder here so you can see what I'm doing right in the command line. Now don't worry, I'll clear the screen here as well. So we're inside the folder. Basically, as you can see, it's empty. Okay, now with that said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a file. I'm going to basically add a readme markdown file. It's just a simple text editor. And I'll show you this as well. You see here, it's just a simple text editor. That's all it is. And I'll create another one for the license. So as you can see here, I do have the license.md and readme.md. The readme.md just says instructions go here. And the license.md, I'm using the unlicensed. So that's one of those public domain licenses. So that means that all the code here, obviously it's also on the website, the license it's in the public domain for this particular tutorial at least. Okay, now let me clear this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add the readme file. So git space add readme.md. Okay, so I've added it. That means now it's being tracked. What I'm going to do then is I'm actually going to commit it as well. So I'll commit it. So it's git space commit space -m space, and then you put the message in the double quotes. So the message I have is first commit. Okay, so that's it. Now what I can do now, because I've committed it, if I type git status, actually let me clear this as well. So if I type git space status, you see it tells me that it says on branch master they're untracked files. The untracked file is a license.md, because remember I only added the readme.md. So it says nothing added to commit, but untracked files are present. Use git add to track. So now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to type in I'm going to introduce the git log command. So I type git space log, and you see when I type git log, it actually tells me that it goes to the descending order, meaning that the most recent commit will be at the top, and it says commit and gives the commit hash ID, and it says head to master, then it has the author, which is me, Jumbo, of course, and it has the date, which is today's date, and the commit message, which was first commit. So that's essentially the difference between git status and git log. With git log, you can go through the entire history of what has been committed, or what is being tracked. Git status is basically just what the current branch or the current working directory, it's basically a snapshot, while git log can go through the entire history of all your previous commits. So officially, the git log command shows the commit history of a repository. It helps you see what changes were made, who made them, and when. So because as you can see here, I've already explained this, you can scroll through the commit history and even use filters to find specific changes. So for example, if I wanted to find things were committed yesterday, or only today, or last year, or all time, you can or like the first commit, the last commit, you can do all that with those git log filters. So you can also use some commands together, like I just showed you here. For example, you saw how when I typed git status, because I hadn't committed or tracked the license file, you saw what so it's back up here. It says untracked files. It says use git add and the file to include in what will be committed. For example, it's giving in red, it's saying the license.md, so that's the one file that's not committed. If I had other files, it will also show them there. Now of course, if I ignore them, then those files will have a different color because they're not being tracked, they're not meant to be tracked as well. Alright, so that's basically what that's basically how quickly this tutorial is. So there's really nothing else to show you, but I said I already used them together as well, as you can see. So when you add the file, so let's add this file, just follow this as well. So this time I'm going to add the license file. Let me clear this so it's a little bit easier to see. So I'll type git add license.md. Now if I type git status, you see now git status is telling me that instead of saying it's giving me a different message. Now it's saying on the branch master changes to be committed, and it shows the new file and license.md. Usually that's how stuff that is in git ignore might be as well, or something new you might not have done that away when you're adding it. So and also I can also run another command. It's giving us, it says git space restore space hyphen staged for the file name, and then to unstaged. So why would you want to do stages? So I'll explain that in a future tutorial. Basically, sometimes is you might want a file, maybe you're working, it's not ready yet, you don't want to commit it yet, but you need to push maybe the fix, you need to push a fix right away. So you would stage it, then unstage it. So sorry, let me repeat that again. You'd stage it, and then what you do is you commit your changes, and then you can unstage it. For example, in this one I can probably unstage it if I wanted to. So that's that. And this is not going to affect the git log. So for example, if I go back to git log, you can see the git log is still on the first commit because I haven't committed this this file license.md, but stylus, because it's in the working directory or working folder, stylus will still work with it. Okay, so that's it for the coding part of this tutorial. You can see I have screenshots here of what I did. It's essentially the same thing. I mean, the files are a little bit different, but it's the exact same thing. And this is a live stream video. If you just want to watch the video without having to log into the channel and the link, you can simply watch the embedded live stream on ojambo.com. Okay, so let's wrap this up. Need help with Git? Whether you're starting or need help installing, updating, or migrating Git project, I'm available for one-on-one programming tutorials, custom Git installs and migrations, and fixing broken Git setups. You can contact me on jambo.com/contact. Want more Git tips like this? Leave a comment below or share this with others learning version control. Now before I leave, I want a quick reminder that I do a live stream every single day. Visit jambo.com, and then you can go to the watch menu, live summary. You can see the topics for this and future post-dated tutorials. And also be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments for more frequent content. One more time, I do appreciate everybody who subscribed so far. Just keep it up because it motivates me to keep on making tutorials just like this one. Hope you guys like this one. Now I'm gonna see if there's any comments in the live chat. I can read them. I don't see any today, so I'm going to end this tutorial, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.